Hi guys, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the beginnings and the startups of the Massachusetts colony. Let's start off with some religious context in England. In the early 1600s, England was experiencing significant religious tension under the rule of the Church of England. While the church was Protestant, many Puritans, a sect of Protestant reformers, sought to further purify its practices and eliminate remaining Catholic influences. Facing persecution under King James I and later King Charles I, many Puritans sought a place where they could freely practice their faith and establish a society based on their religious ideals. The Pilgrims and Plymouth Colony, 1620. The Pilgrims, a separatist group of Puritans, left England and initially settled in the Netherlands, seeking greater freedom and economic opportunity. They decided to establish a colony in North America. In 1620, the Pilgrims sailed aboard the Mayflower, intending to settle near the Hudson River. However, they landed farther north at Cape Cod and established Plymouth Colony in what is now Massachusetts. Before landing, the Pilgrims drafted the Mayflower Compact, which established a basic form of self-governance and mutual agreement among the settlers. The Massachusetts Bay Company, between 1628 and 1629. While Plymouth was developing, a larger group of Puritans in England sought to establish a more expansive colony. In 1628, they formed the Massachusetts Bay Company. In 1629, King Charles I granted a royal charter to the company, allowing it to govern itself and establish a colony in New England. The Massachusetts Bay Colony was intended to be both a commercial venture and a religious refuge. In 1630, a fleet of 11 ships led by John Winthrop carried about 1,000 Puritans to New England. They landed near present-day Salem and quickly moved to establish Boston and surrounding towns, forming the nucleus of the Massachusetts Bay Colony. This event marked the beginning of the Great Migration, a large-scale movement of Puritans to New England throughout the 1630s, bringing approximately 20,000 settlers over the decade. City upon a hill. John Winthrop, who became the first governor of the Massachusetts Bay Colony, delivered a famous sermon called A Model of Christian Charity aboard the ship Arabella. In it, he expressed his vision of the colony as a city upon a hill, a model Christian community that would serve as an example for the world. The Puritans sought to create a theocratic society based on biblical principles, believing that their colony would be a new Israel, or a new holy community ordained by God. The Massachusetts Bay Colony operated under the Massachusetts Bay Charter, which allowed for significant self-governance. The colony established a general court, an elected assembly that represented the towns and held legislative and judicial powers. Only male church members could vote or hold office, reflecting the deeply religious nature of the government. Massachusetts society was based on strict Puritan religious principles. Church attendance was mandatory, and laws were often based on the Puritan interpretation of the Bible. The Puritans aimed to create a godly society, where church and civil authorities were deeply intertwined. Ministers held significant influence, but they could not hold public office, ensuring some degree of separation between church leadership and civil government. While the colony was founded on principles of religious freedom, it only extended this freedom to Puritans. Religious dissent was not tolerated, and the Puritans often persecuted those with differing beliefs. Roger Williams and Anne Hutchinson were among the most notable dissenters expelled from the colony. Williams went on to found Rhode Island, while Hutchinson's followers also helped to settle Rhode Island and spread dissenting religious ideas. The treatment of dissenters revealed the intolerance within the Puritan vision of a theocratic society. Initially, relations with the Native American tribes, such as the Wampanoag and the Massachusetts, were relatively peaceful. The settlers received vital assistance in agriculture and survival techniques. However, the Massachusetts colony expanded. Conflicts arose over land and cultural differences. Tensions escalated into violent conflicts, such as the Pequot War between 1636 and 1638 and King Philip's War between 1675 and 1678, which greatly impacted native populations and opened more land for European settlement. Massachusetts' economy quickly diversified beyond subsistence agriculture to include fishing, shipbuilding, and trade, becoming one of the most prosperous colonies in New England. Boston developed as a major port and commercial hub, central to trade not only within the colony but also within the Caribbean, Europe, and other colonies.